The 337th day of 2024. There are 29 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Look back on a long Thanksgiving weekend, busy weekend in sports. It's now basketball season locally. We'll tell you about that. And we'll kick off the holiday season, that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's B. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm trying to catch my breath.
Trying to catch your breath. You've been
But yeah.
busy trying to do too many things this morning?
Always.
Okay. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was really good.
Yeah, you had a good day. You made the rounds,
I did.
so you got to see. Did you have anything good to eat?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anything remarkable that you should mention?
I mean, I like it all. So, your dressing is great.
Yeah.
Your turkey is even Alea approved. Right?
I was hoping you would say the turkey.
Yeah. The turkey, the peas and water chestnuts that your mom does.
Ah, yeah.
You know, that's one of my favorites.
Those usually get your attention whenever they hit
Yeah.
the table. Yeah, it was,
My corn pudding, it didn't turn out as well as I'd hoped. I don't know that I learned very much from the smarts. So,
he's the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio News Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe. London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley. And the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
You're doing well. I think everybody wants to know, how was the lasagna?
It was good.
It was? Yeah, did you have the salad before the lasagna and like have some nice bread, or just here's the lasagna and you're going to love it?
Well, I mean, there was salad on the side.
Okay, good. All right. And what was the chosen dessert for said lasagna Thanksgiving dinner?
There were a lot of different desserts. That people had brought. So it was a lot of different things.
Did you lock in on one? Is there one that you locked in on and said this is my preferred dessert today?
I had a little bit of it all. It was good. I mean, there was a lot of. I mean, we had like an apple cake. We had like a tiramisu. I think there was pumpkin pie. There was a lot of different stuff.
I'd call that the Sam Sampler.
Yeah, just a little bit of everything with it.
Sampled a little bit of everything. You heard me mention a few seconds ago, it's officially basketball season. We are doing a chapter change, if you will. Grayson County High School Cougar and Lady Cougar basketball kicks off this week. Starting tomorrow?
Yeah, boys are on the road tomorrow at Washington County, and then the boys are at home on Thursday. They'll play E-Town, so that's the only home game this week. And then on Friday and Saturday, the Lady Cougars will make back-to-back trips to the world-famous Owensboro Sports Center. So they get some big games there. So I mean, the Lady Cougars playing two really, really good teams when they're at the world-famous Owensboro Sports Center.
The last time, I don't know if it was the last time, but on a recent trip, was it to Washington County when you discovered you had a little equipment faux pas?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Which I was
that
kind
the
of
location.
chuckling to myself this morning, saying that we're going to have to meet up at some point in the next 36 hours, or we might have another equipment faux pas when we go to Washington County.
I thought that was the location because we don't go there very often. And I remember when you expressed your, we got an equipment issue, and I'm like, I'm not even sure I know where Washington County is, but I'm sure I can find it.
Halfway in between Bardstown and Danville.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's an hour.
You get close to it if you're headed to Lexington. Sunny start before the afternoon and some evening snow showers. That's one of the reasons it got so cool overnight. When I noticed it was 22 degrees when I woke, I thought, whoa, mercy, it's cold. And it's because we just didn't have any cloud cover to insulate us and hold our temperature near freezing. Today, we're going to struggle to get above freezing, maybe 33, maybe 34 here between the lakes, but increasing clouds and then snow chances tonight. I haven't looked at the regional likelihood of that yet. Don't think it's going to be anything significant. But then we'll see overnight tonight, we'll see snow showers and clouds clear, and then again the temperature will drop down to 21. Sunny tomorrow, high of 34. If you can just make it to Sunday, you'll get a high of 50, and then a week from today, maybe a high of 52. We've come a long way when we're looking forward to highs in the 50s, but it looks like December weather, and you see an overnight low on Thursday of 20. So,
Well, so
frigid.
this morning, I did actually 3 laps around Clarkson.
Yeah,
Well, the first time was to drop off the kid.
okay.
Well, the second was to drop off something for Sam. And then I looked in the back seat because of the stuff I was dropping off for Sam and realized that the kid had forgot her coat.
Oh, yeah, coat's important on a
So,
day like today.
It's 22 degrees. So I'm like, otherwise I would have made her suffer it out.
Did-
But she
did you-
rides the school bus.
Did you drop something off for me?
Yes, sir.
I was not made aware of this. So is there something sitting near my?
Yes, dear. Just be careful opening your door.
Okay,
So
yes, I was not made. I was not made aware of that.
Well, yes, I left you some goodies.
Okay, well,
I
good to
went
know. Thank you.
back Through the drop-off line and rolled down the window. Saw Miss Dermott. I'm like, normally I would make her suffer it, but it's 22 degrees and she's a bus rider.
She nearly forgot her backpack and her coat on the
Right?
island this morning, so
Yeah.
she's just...
We were running behind, so yeah, I did 3 laps at Clarkson.
When you
today.
take a few days off from school, you just get out of the habit. By the way, speaking of weather and cold temperatures, this is Winter Weather Awareness Week, and it kind of highlights preparations for common hazards. There are a number of advisories or watches or warnings that the NWS issues when wintry weather is occurring. Things like winter weather advisory, winter storm watches, winter storm warnings, ice storm warnings, blizzard warnings, which we don't get very frequently around our parts, and then even a snow squall warning, this intense rounds of snow. But the winter weather advisory is the most common. It's for impactful snow accumulations up to 4 inches or a combination of snow, sleet, or freezing rain to occur in the next 2 to 3 days. Then it just escalates from there. But now's a pretty good idea. You know, if you're cold outside now, just imagine being stranded on the side of the road somewhere at 10 o'clock at night when there's not a lot of traffic and not a lot of people who want to take the time to slow down and see if you need help. You'd be happy if you had an extra blanket or you had, some hot hands or something to be able to keep you warm. I think we've got people up in the Northeast, they've gone without rain for a long time this fall. And now they got their first big snowfall of the season. And, and the people in the Northeast portions of our country, they're accustomed to dealing with snow a lot more than we are. But even when they go from no snow to 2 feet of snow, it's quite the shock to the system. And so they are kind of digging out after a long holiday weekend, getting their first blanket of the white stuff across Pennsylvania and other areas of the Northeast United States. Some of the international and national headlines as we start this week saw over the weekend where Ukraine and Russia may end up at the table together, and the deal will be Russia keeps what they've got of Ukraine, and Russia allows Ukraine into NATO. And that would make both parties, I guess, maybe not overjoyed, but happy enough to be able to cease their hostilities and put an end to what's going on in Ukraine. So we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. I guess it came as a surprise as far as the timing goes, but we learned yesterday evening that President Biden is pardoning his son Hunter, sparing the younger Biden a possible prison sentence for federal felony gun and tax convictions and reversing his past promises not to use. I don't know who looks the worst today is the press secretary, KJP, because she's on record countless times saying, nope, won't be pardoned, won't be pardoned, won't be pardoned, won't be pardoned. Oh, by the way, going to pardon. So just one more thing in the column for the Biden presidency, which is now just weeks away from concluding. Attorney General Russ Coleman announced a victory Last week for Kentucky's agriculture community, stemming from action that he took earlier this year in leading a multi-state group of attorneys general challenging a Biden-Harris administration rule targeting farmers. In September, he was joined by other attorneys general from Alabama, Ohio, West Virginia to support farmers and oppose the U.S. Department of Labor's rule that would create unlawful labor union burdens on farmers participating in the temporary agriculture worker program known as the H-2A visa program. Since it was created in 1986, the H-2A visa program has allowed farmers to hire foreign workers on a temporary basis when they are unable to find available Americans to fill the jobs. The Biden-Harris administration's new regulation would have subjected Kentucky farmers to a new set of guidelines, including requiring that farmers allow temporary foreign migrant workers to engage in collective bargaining. When you already can't find Americans willing to do the work, or there's a greater incentive for Americans to do nothing and stay home than to go to work, you can't start putting limitations on the people who are just willing, who are say, yeah, I'll be happy to do the work because it's better than an existence in some Central American company. You don't just say, you all become a union, and then you're basically putting the agriculture industry into a significant amount of harm. So Russ Coleman called that a victory for farmers, and looking at it from that side, it appears to be. Speaking of agriculture, the Commissioner, Jonathan Schell, is encouraging college students who are seeking a career in either agriculture or government to apply for positions at the Department of Agriculture's internship program for this upcoming summer, the summer of 2025. Interns may work in education, computer science, marketing, communications, pre-law, other fields. It runs June to August. And if you go on the Agriculture Commission's website, that's kyagr.com, and you look around, you'll find that internship link and get your person registered. Kristen Hibbard, who is a Meade County special education teacher at Meade County High School, was honored as the Council for Exceptional Children's 2024 Kentucky Special Education Teacher of the Year last week in Louisville. So congratulations to her. If you're watching, there's her photograph. You can also read about that at K105.com. Long holiday weekend, and some of the holiday basketball tournaments, and then it was rivalry weekend for college football. The battle for Atlantis was underway, and Louisville kind of surprised number 14 Indiana and won 89-61 in the battle for Atlantis before finally being upended. What did they lose to Oklahoma in the championship game of that battle for Atlantis?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
they're not on my radar of keeping track of right now.
I think that's what happened. And then Indiana was playing Gonzaga, and I don't know if Gonzaga defeated Indiana or not. I know they'll be playing Kentucky later this week. The Kentucky men played on Friday night and hosted Georgia State. They're turned into a scuffle, at the very least a kerfuffle, among the Georgia State and Kentucky team. And then after that, I think the Cats just got mad and decided to go on a big run, and yet again scored more than 100 points in Rupp Arena. Now they will be down South Carolina at Clemson tomorrow. Do you expect that to be a test for the Cats, Samuel?
Well, I mean, it's more of a test than Poop State, as Ryan Lemon would say.
Georgia State?
Yeah, then, I mean, really any of the teams other than Western that they've played really since Duke. So it just gives them an actual test, and it's also their first, road environment, which is a different challenge as well.
Game. Well, this week, it's a big week for them. They got a road game at Clemson, and then they've got a road game. I mean, it's not on Gonzaga's campus, but it's out in Seattle. So big weekend, an opportunity to really improve the value of their stock against Clemson and Gonzaga with a long road trip to end the week. So we will be looking forward to that. The UK and U of L volleyball teams got top 4 seeds in the NCAA tournament, and they will both be hosting matches. U of L got a 1 seed. Kentucky got a 3 seed. Kentucky will meet Cleveland State in historic Memorial Coliseum Thursday evening, if you like to watch college volleyball.
And then they'd play Western in the second game.
They do play Western in the second game?
Well, Western plays Minnesota in, the other part of Kentucky's pod, so hopefully Western can win that game, and they'd play Kentucky.
Sure. I saw half of a football game on Saturday in Lexington for the Governor's Cup, and after 5 in a row going the Cats' ways, a 41-14 loss to the Cards handed the Governor's Cup back over to Louisville. I guess not surprising. It just kind of the season sort of ended, as far as I'm concerned, about the way it started with the South Carolina game. So Mark Stoops' 12th season, even he admits, wasn't very good. Things didn't really start flying around Saturday night so much like I expected them to, but even yesterday you're hearing some murmurs. Are you going to see a complete retooling and remakeover of that program, or do you think they hold that staff together?
I don't think anybody knows the answer to that. I think, I don't even think Mark Stoops knows the answer to that. I mean, there was stuff last night about Vince Marrow going to Louisville, which would be intriguing and would be very damning.
I find that one hard to believe. Yeah. Yes, it would be. Yeah, yes, it would be. That's almost the unforgivable sin, at least for a long period.
But I think that would say a lot more about Stoops than it would against Vince.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if they've, for as tight as they've been and as successful if they've been, if it's come to that, then things aren't going very well. There's much more going on behind the scenes than you might imagine. If that is the case, and we certainly don't know that, but this time of year you hear anything. You got all kinds of internet heroes who are trying to weave things, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. We'll have to wait and see. Things were exciting for Western on Saturday. It took a 50-yard field goal at the end of the game for Western to get into the Conference USA title game with a rematch against Jacksonville State, only this time they're going to Jack State. That will be coming up on Saturday, I think. So they'll be vying for Conference USA title. Do we
have to talk smack to Rick and Bubba, right?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess we can. They both are products of Jacksonville State. So,
and two of us are products of Western Kentucky.
There you go.
Yes.
We can line them up.
They're about to get smacked.
Let's see. Sam, go ahead. You want to take your headphones off while I cover this next thing?
I think it's time to go to a break.
It is time to go to a break.
It is.
But without a doubt, it's time to go to a break. But Sam doesn't like to lose, period, but he doesn't like to lose to the Steelers especially. So 44-38. TJ Watt, that was a dirty twist on Joe's legs. That didn't look very nice. So
no comment.
I think Joe's okay. But anyway, lose 44-38. The holiday season underway, and we are feeling festive. I'm glad you're here. We got plenty more on the way. We're going to talk about the holiday season. Christmas cards in specific coming up next here on In the Know.
Your health care starts with Owensboro Health Primary Care in Big Clifty. Family medicine physician Dr. Kiersey Kuiper was trained by the University of Louisville in Owensboro and cares for patients 16 years and older. She's here to help when you want to stay healthy, when you're not feeling well, and when you need help managing a chronic condition. Learn more and schedule your appointment online at owensborohealth.org/BigClifty.
If you strive for a healthy mind, body, and soul but feel overwhelmed, maybe it's time to talk with someone. Reach out to Fuller Life Counseling Partners. Whether you're seeking individual or couples counseling, family therapy, or substance abuse counseling, Fuller Life Counseling is there to help. Young or old, there are many benefits. Less anxiety and stress, better relationships, increased emotional balance, and more. Heal from within with Fuller Life Counseling in Bowling Green, Glasgow, Litchfield, and Scottsville. Or visit FullerLifeCounseling.org.
You're listening to the voice of the future, a voice that needs someone like you.
Hi, I'm Savannah. When I was 13, I entered foster care. It was scary and confusing until I met my CASA volunteer, Cindy.
I'm Cindy, and as a CASA volunteer, I got to know Savannah, stand up for her in court, and ensure she had the support she needed. It was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life.
Cindy was my rock. She listened to me, believed in me, and fought for my best interest. Thanks to her, I felt seen and heard.
Being a CASA volunteer isn't always easy, but knowing I made a difference in Savannah's life made it all worth it, and every child deserves a chance to thrive.
Because of Cindy, I have a brighter future. You can be the light for another child.
CASA of the Heartland is looking for volunteers just like Cindy. The children in our community need someone to be their voice. You can help change a child's story. Visit CasaHeartland.org or call 270-982-2274 to learn more. Be the difference. Be a CASA volunteer.
Are you ready to redefine your beauty? Escape into a world of wellness with Pure Aesthetics and Wellness. Experience relaxation and rejuvenation like never before. Amy Abels and her expert team of nurse practitioners, registered nurses, and weight wellness specialists offer a full range of services. From laser hair removal to Juvederm filler, step into a realm where beauty is inspired by you. Visit us on South English Street in Litchfield. Book your transformation at pureaesthetics.life.
When the days grow short, Hometown Christmas lights up Litchfield. Join us for Light Up Litchfield, December 6th at 5 p.m. at James D. Bevel City Park. Then, watch the magic spread to Clarkson Community Center and Caneyville Purple Flash Center at 6. On December 7th, the Gingerbread Christmas Parade rolls through at 3:30. Don't miss Shop the Square with over 20 vendors, caroling, and Santa photos. Experience the joy at visitlitchfield.com.
Apple is looking for a big Black Friday surge as consumers look for deals in-store and online. The hottest Apple product this holiday season is the iPad 9th Gen. Gizmodo is reporting that the iPad is going for about $200 less than retail. Apple stock is expected to see a boost between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Amazon workers are planning a worldwide strike from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. The strike is called Make Amazon Pay, and it seeks to hold Amazon accountable for what organizers describe as labor abuse, environmental degradation, and threats to democracy. In a statement, Amazon defended the treatment of its workers, claiming to provide great pay, great benefits, and great opportunities. Google is asking the U.S. Court of Appeals to reject the recent App Store monopoly verdict. The jury's decision and subsequent judge's order would force Google to totally revamp its Play Store. Google said in its filing that a dramatic redesign of the Play Store would hurt not only developers, but consumers as well. And more bad Tesla press after 3 people were killed in a Cybertruck crash in the San Francisco Bay Area. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
Today is Cyber Monday. I think those days have kind of, the guardrails have come off the days. It's a blur.
Yeah.
Black Friday is about a month long now, and Cyber Monday is a week long. It's Walt Disney Day. It's celebrated on the first Monday in December. His birthday is December 5th, but it's always observed on the first Monday of December. It's Play Basketball Day. Hopefully you have an indoor gymnasium to do that. And it's Special Education Day today, so obviously very important educators to our
shout out to them.
educational process. How did you fare coming through the weekend on scale wise? Did you come out okay in the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I actually am better off this morning than I was going into.
I mean, I'm not as low
Thursday.
as what I've been in the last 6 weeks, but I'm satisfied with where I'm at.
Sam, you gained about 5 pounds of lasagna over the weekend.
See, I only had it the one time, so it was a little different.
Adele didn't fix you up with a to-go box?
No, there wasn't much. There wasn't much to go. There wasn't much as far as to go to hand out.
Yeah, must mean it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I must tell you that I think the primary turkey that I made, I think was best ever.
It was so good.
I think
And it was all that wiped out.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some left over, but
it was it just came together perfectly. The timing was perfect. The temperature when I took it out was perfect. It carved. It's the best carving job that I've ever done. So you get a little better at it all the time. So I was happy with the way that that went, and I didn't feel rushed at any point, which is which is good. So
Did you do the corn pudding or no?
Yes, I did. I think it turned out exactly the way that it was intended. However, my sister and I think we like more of the runny is not the right word. Like not as cornbread, not as thick. We like more corn and.
You like more of cream corn, I guess.
Yes.
I like this variety. I'm not a corn pudding person, but I had some of this, and I preferred it because.
And I'm in agreement. I am in agreement with you. I'd much rather have the firmer than the soupy.
And I do think it turned out. I mean, it was so pretty, and it did taste really well. It was good. It was very good. The recipe was great. My sister and I, we kind of like the more.
It's not your expectation.
Yes.
Is what you.
We like the more corn than cornbread.
Okay.
Like base.
I like it. I felt smart eating it too, so that made me feel really good about myself.
Because the creme fraiche.
Yes, I actually found that at the store for her.
So I did one pan with that, and I did one pan with sour cream.
Was there a distinct difference? Because I don't know what my mom uses, if she uses creme fraiche or if she uses sour cream.
I wouldn't say distinct, but there is a slight difference in the taste.
The first one makes you feel more fancy.
So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I don't like corners or edges, but the difference for me was when you get into more of the center parts, you could taste like a slight difference in the two. So
very good.
I did one of each.
For individuals on a weight loss journey or attempting to stay healthy, the holiday season can feel a bit like a danger zone for unavoidably falling off your diet. From endless casseroles filled with tons of calories to the pumpkin pie we all know and love, and then you got to add the whipped cream on top of it, for goodness sakes. There are plenty of opportunities to increase your calorie and sugar consumption, and 2 in 5 Americans worry about overeating during the holidays, and that's why I'm particularly. I think you go in the journey that I'm on. You go, okay, this probably is not going to be the best week for me. So I'm going to give a little bit back or just try and hold my own. But to get through the weekend, net being less than when you started is like a major win. And now if you can just get through the next 3 or 4 weeks like that, then you'll kind of be off and running. The other thing I've got to do this week is we got to get our Christmas cards together. We have started receiving a couple, some early adopters.
We have at least 3, I think.
We have
so
3.
far.
So this is about the time when ours get, put together and get ordered and come back and then go out. Last year we got, I think I shared this story, we got our cards and someone else's envelopes. some family in California or whatever, so it was a rush job to get those replaced. But this is also the time of year where you might want to brush up on etiquette for your cards, like how you write your addresses on the holiday cards and what the Postal Service expects. They kind of need it to be legible and clean. Your return address is in the upper left-hand corner. Like, I remember learning all this in school, and I can't believe these are lessons that maybe people don't know. I thought everyone knew how to address a letter.
You can write your address on the back.
You can.
Your return.
And I do. If it's a small thank you card and the address takes up too much space on the front, the delivery, I turn around and put it on the back if I need to. It's good to know if Miss, Ms., or Mrs.
Just play it safe.
Just play it safe. In fact, in business, it's just MS. Just everybody's an MS. It covers all of the Miss and the Ms. and the Mrs. Mrs. How do you address a couple?
Depends on what kind of couple.
Yeah, well, and you don't necessarily know. I don't think anyone would address a card to us and say Mr. and Mrs. Mark Buckles, unless it was a wedding invitation or something extremely formal. But you wouldn't address a Christmas card to us with just my name. It would
probably be to the Buckles family, right? Or the Buckles family?
It would probably be the Buckles family, because there are other things you got to cover in there. It's not just
Gertie,
the 2 of us, but You got to cover Gertie, got to cover Alea. So why are you?
Well, yes, I agree with that. But we do get a couple that are to me and family.
That's right. They're
Miss-
people that you
yes,
know that you
from
ended up
way
on their
back
list.
in the day. Hmm.
That's absolutely right, without a doubt. But my point is that extremely formal, where it's addressed to the male or the man's name, Mr. and Mrs. That's kind of going by the wayside. You don't see that near as much. So you just kind of put the family, but you also need to learn. Do you need an apostrophe? Does the apostrophe go at the end? And it depends upon who's writing the name. The Joneses, the Smiths, so if you're sending it out, Merry Christmas from the Smiths, it does not get an apostrophe before the S. It doesn't get an apostrophe at all. So you might want to learn those things up because people are.
Well, and when in doubt, so I'll take my maiden last name, Davis, right? So when in doubt, you can do Christy Davis, or we'll use my parents, or my step-parents, my stepmom and dad, and family. You don't have to make it plural. You can do, that way you don't have to question the apostrophe or not, because most often you're going to be wrong.
You can buy yourself a little insurance that way. Here are some parents on how they keep holiday stress to a minimum. So probably you go through a mild amount of stress for Thanksgiving because you got to be different places and people, well, we're having ours this time and we're having ours that time. And, oh, yeah, we need to swing by and see those people, etc. And so in this day and age, it gets complicated because you've got, in a lot of cases, children of divorce with grandparents on both sides, split. And it gets to be a challenge and it gets to be stressful. And you end up not really enjoying the holidays because you just run. You just run, and you never stop and you don't actually get to enjoy. And you certainly don't have the bandwidth to celebrate why we're actually celebrating Christmas. It just turns into some blur, some commercial gift frenzy blur that really is not the purpose for celebrating Christmas. So Alex Paeta, who is 34, she's got 2 kids. She's pregnant with her 3rd. She says, I have divorced parents and in-laws that all live in the same city. Instead of running around to a bunch of different houses to please everyone, we started hosting. This allows us to still see family, but not feel like we have to coordinate 4 different Christmas gatherings. When our youngest was born, we set a family holiday schedule that we stick to every year so that there are traditions in place. Christmas morning is sacred over here, immediate family only. The rest of the holidays we can spend with everyone else, but this time is just for us. So the dynamics of her setup are not the same as mine. But from a personal standpoint, I have to share with you that being 53, I see that one of the greatest blessings that I ever received was the fact that every Christmas morning of my entire life was spent in my parents' house, then later with my siblings, and we might have family come visit us. My grandparents might come visit us to see what we got from Santa Claus or celebrate, but we didn't have to pack up and go somewhere on Christmas Day.
I don't remember a time that I wasn't moved around.
Right, and so so few people now, these days, are fortunate enough to have the blessing that I did. But as a result, I have so many wonderful Christmas memories because it didn't turn into a blur. It was not well, load up, you're getting picked up at this time, you're getting dropped off, or you have to meet, or you have to do whatever. And so as new grandparents, we also want to, and still to this day, by the way, Christmas Day is in my parents' home. I don't live there, but I'm still there on Christmas Day. So I think that parents like Cameron and Taylor is very important now. Obviously for our grandson, I want him to wake up in his home on Christmas morning.
Absolutely.
I want him to
too.
experience that. I don't want them to have to immediately load up and go running somewhere. And creating those traditions now, like the earlier that you kind of set those boundaries and create, the better it is. And you shouldn't feel obligated to attend everything. So Nicole Magelson, 31, she says, what has helped us save stress isn't a time management trick. It's been setting correct expectations for ourselves. We don't need to attend every event we are invited to. We don't have to travel to see family if it doesn't fit for us that year. Another big stress saver for us has been creating traditions that work for our family right now. Traditions can be flexible. They don't have to look the same every year or be time-consuming or expensive to be meaningful. Giving ourselves permission to let go of perfection leaves more time for what really matters, and that's making memories with our kids and actually enjoying the season. That's what so often happens, is the real meaning for the season gets lost because of so many things that you've got to do. And then Sarah Lloyd, who's 47, she has a mom of 2. She basically says, uninvite the elf that may be living on your shelf. She said, I think one of the best things we did was not to indulge in too many traditions, because guess what? Kids notice if you don't do something one year. We made the conscious decision to uninvite naughty elves into our house, more because with one of our daughter's birthdays being so close to Christmas, there is enough going on. Luckily, very early on, the girls decided that they didn't like the idea of someone coming in our house late at night while we were asleep. So we decided as a family we didn't want a troublesome elf causing havoc while we slept.
Has your elf showed up this year?
He has not. He was looked for high and low yesterday, but Sheldon has not made his appearance as of yet. We were late. Our home didn't get nominated or chosen to host an elf for several years. I mean, it's probably been a dozen now, or 10 or so. But you know, Anna was older by the time that Sheldon decided that he wanted to adopt us each holiday season. And I tell you, with the amount of hijinks that he pulls, it's just it's hard keeping track of him. So there are times when I would like to pull Sheldon aside and say, "Hey, pal, there's probably another home that needs your love. Like we're good. Like we're okay. I tell you, Sheldon, you have been gift enough. You have given about everything you could expect to give." Alea wonders why the various elves in her life, some of them are lazy and some of them are not. Yeah. And they're like, well, elves are different ages. You know, some have just given it all and they don't have the energy that they want.
Retirement comes for us all.
It does. I think Sheldon may ought to slow down a little bit. Take it easy. He's earned it. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. The weekend box office, today's Did You Know? More coming up here on In the Know.
Hey, it's Joshua Horton, Public Health Director here at the Grayson County Health Department. It's almost my favorite time of the year, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we don't want you to give a gift that you did not intend on giving. That's why it's so important that we get vaccinated, not only to protect ourselves, but to protect those around us. At Grayson County Health Department, we are committed to keeping our community safe. Our walk-in vaccination clinics offer both COVID-19 and flu vaccines Monday through Thursday, 9 to 11 and 1 to 3. Visit us at 124 East White Oak Street here in Litchfield, or for more information, check out our website at myhealthdepartment.org. Grayson County Health Department. Together we are better.
Gravel, crushed stone, or lime. No matter your project, Cadyville Crushed Stone has the rock you need at unbeatable prices. Our new owners have over 30 years of expertise to guide you through your next project. Whether it's new construction, a driveway, barn, or farm, we've got you covered. Our customer service team is available Monday through Friday, and our delivery team Monday through Saturday for all your rock solutions. Cadyville Crushed Stone. Call 270-879-0222.
Here's a real-life story that affects 50% of all of us out there. It's called divorce. If you've gotten divorced and now you're struggling to pay your bills and your credit card debts are completely out of control, you need to call this special debt relief hotline right now. We help people with all kinds of money problems caused by different life challenges, a divorce, a job loss, even heavy medical bills. All these life events can sometimes financially stress you out and cause you to get out of control. We help people get their lives back by showing them ways to consolidate and reduce their debt, in some cases for a fraction of what they owe. If your credit card balances are more than $10,000, call us and learn how to reduce your credit card bills and monthly payments now. Here's our number.
Paid for by Debt.com. Call now at 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. 800-810-1820. That's 800-810-1820.
I'm Stephen Smith from the Sicilian Bank. Our gift to you this Christmas is our time-honored tradition of sharing the Christmas story. Here's Courtney Hornback.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. Luke 2:1-3.
If you've never heard this story before, the truth it holds is the greatest gift anyone could ever receive. Merry Christmas from all of us at the Sicilian Bank.
I'm Kevin Brooks from Future Design Building Material on Quarry Road. At this time of year, our thoughts turn to gratitude and appreciation for the blessings we enjoy. We know without your business and community support, our employees can't serve you and our community. Many thanks and Merry Christmas from Future Design Building Material.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, SOHD.info.
Twin Lakes weather. Watching for some snow showers around for the afternoon and into this evening with highs today in the upper 20s and low 30s. For tonight, falling down into the teens as the snow and then the clouds clear. Once we get into tomorrow, plenty of sunshine with highs in the 30s. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Hi, this is Gina Leslie with Tom Baxter Real Estate, and I'm in the know. Call me after the show at 217-721-0034 and let me sell the home you've outgrown or find the home of your dreams. Now back to In the Know on K105.
Today's Did You Know is brought to you by our friends at ECTC's Litchfield campus. They are getting ready for the new 8-week advantage that begins early in January. So get your course schedule picked out, get your FAFSA, get your financial aid lined out, and get ready to get back on their road to higher education. It's college for the real world. It's affordable. It's right here at home. It's ECTC's Litchfield campus, where they asked, did you know on Jupiter it rains diamonds? I bet it's hard being a jeweler on Jupiter because everybody's got diamonds. So you got, I'm not going to buy diamonds from you. Everybody's got diamonds. All right, there we go. The weekend box office. Not surprising. Moana at Moana 2. Sales to a record $221 million opening. As Hollywood just kind of had a movie-going feast. It was a great weekend for the box office. Wicked, still very strong at, this says 80 million, but I think over the course of the long holiday weekend, it is higher. Gladiator 2 at 3, Red 1 at 4, Best Christmas Pageant ever at 5. I'm curious, do you know anyone that's seen Moana 2?
No, not yet.
I saw someone in, I guess, our annual pass holders group or someone that said that they had heard mixed reviews about Moana 2.
Really?
Okay.
So I was curious to know if it will be as strong in the second week as it, obviously it won't be as big as the opening weekend, but does it have the longevity? Does it have the return business? Or do you see, Wicked close the gap a little bit? On the parade Thursday morning, Cynthia Erivo was a guest on NBC, and she basically went against what AMC movie theaters said. So if you want to sing at Wicked. Are you a week or so beyond seeing the movie? Are you are you surprised at how big of a deal it is? How big of a deal Wicked is? Or is it about what you expect?
No, I'm not surprised. But
No?
again, I have a really good way of filtering things out that don't have interest in. So
But one of the reasons I ask is there are things you want to work very hard not to like. Like
I'm not trying hard to not like
okay,
it.
all right. I was just trying to figure it out.
I mean, but in my car right now, it's the disc for Cantata. I am not listening to anything else other than the 5 songs that I'm going to be singing. So I'm not working hard to be defiant or whatever, but
Sam, if you could choose, if you had to go to the movie theater today, said Sam, your life depends upon going to the movie theater today, and you've got to pick Moana 2, Wicked, or Gladiator 2. Which of the 3 would you pick?
Option 4?
Nope, there's not a 4th option. Those were the 3 choices. Remember, your life depends upon it.
I've never seen, I know I've never seen Wicked.
Right.
Okay.
I've never seen Moana 1, and I don't believe I've ever seen Gladiator 1.
Okay.
So,
okay, but so it's a real Sophie's choice. I
yeah,
got it. It's
yeah,
a Sophie's
I
choice.
do,
I
I don't
understand.
really.
You got to pick one.
I don't really.
okay.
I don't know.
If you had seen the first Moana, I would have.
Yeah, and see, it's so hard for me to answer that though because I don't know whether I would. I mean, probably of those 3, since the other 2 are sequels, I would probably go with Wicked since I can watch that, and obviously I've seen Wizard of Oz, plenty of times. I was in the play Wizard of Oz, so
So you theoretically have seen the prequel because you're familiar with the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I just have never seen Wicked. I don't really know the story whatsoever or anything.
Well, and you're better off watching it in the movie than the play, just saying.
By the way, I agree with that.
If you have no desire, or you're not that interested, the movie helps so much more than the play.
Justin Timberlake cancels an upcoming concert due to a back injury. Yeah, well, we're all getting a little bit older. He's probably worked his back a little harder. He does more dance moves than I do. So, and then also Jack Harlow was performing with I think it was the Louisville Orchestra over the weekend. He was actually at Whitney Hall with the Louisville Orchestra crooning he was doing some Sinatra, he was doing some Elvis. So not only is he a successful mega pop star, but he can croon as well here with the Louisville Orchestra. Got to get to a break. We'll come back, finish it up for the morning here on In.
Are you ready to take on the ultimate holiday movie challenge? It's easy, and best of all, it will bring you together as a family. Here it is. Between now and Christmas, sit down together as a family and watch as many Christmas movies as you can. I don't usually recommend families spend more time in front of a screen, but I'll happily make an exception in this case. The Christmas season is a wonderful time of year for families to reconnect. When it's cold outside and the holiday spirit is warm inside, put away your video games and social media for a while. Set aside your individual activities and come together as a family. Each movie you watch will connect you in unique ways. You'll laugh together at Buddy the Elf and Kevin in Home Alone. You'll be inspired by A Miracle on 34th Street or The Greatest Story Ever Told. You might even shed a tear when George Bailey discovers his greater purpose or when Clarence gets his wings in It's a Wonderful Life. Whether you enjoy timeless classics or discover new ones, each movie will bring you closer together and forge new memories. Who knows, movie nights might even become a tradition you'll enjoy all year long. So this Christmas, gather around the television, snuggle up with the blankets, popcorn, and hot chocolate. Savor the warmth of your family as you enjoy holiday classics together. Even if you only watch a couple, it'll be time well spent. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
The words you are about to hear are taken from letters sent in by members of the Trinity Debt Management Program.
Dear Trinity, today I'm making my final credit card payment.
Before I came to you, I was in a constant state of anxiety and panic, but now there is hope for my family's financial future.
Working with Trinity made me understand that I'm not alone.
You really do help people.
Your kindness will never be forgotten. Without Trinity's support, I would not have achieved my lifelong goal of becoming debt-free.
We saved a lot on interest and penalties, of course, but the reward was the gift of human kindness.
Trinity has carried me through a very difficult time in my life. You're amazing.
I used to feel so anxious and hopeless. Now I feel grace and peace.
God bless Trinity as you continue to help others become debt-free.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976.
Grayson County Judge Executive Kevin Henderson and Grayson County Fiscal Court would like to thank you. It has been a pleasure to serve you and help Grayson County grow. Grayson County Judge Executive Kevin Henderson and Grayson County Fiscal Court wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Dashing through the snow, we are dashing in a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go.
In these points of ponder for today, what phrase makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it? What phrase makes you roll your eyes every time you hear it? I have a short list.
There's a lot of different ones you could go with.
Ride or Die. Like, that's one And then, as you know, more recently, he's got that dog in him. Like,
dear.
Brother.
All right,
So,
Sam,
so you didn't like it when earlier this year in our pregame show I asked Coach Jones about what it means to have a dog in him?
100 didn't like it. Unless he said that we should never use that phrase ever again.
No, because I even gave you a shout out during the question. I said we were having a discussion that you didn't like that. What does it look like? And he described it and everything.
He did.
So yes, he gave the definition because I think you would ask me for a definition. I don't remember which game it was, but no, I can just think of basketball season. I always love it's mostly directed at officials, call it both ways, over the back, or the old and one. It's a lot better when I have the noise canceling headphones on, so for the most part I don't hear those things.
You got one?
Not really.
No.
I mean, there are lots of things that get on my nerves, but I can't pull
They're not
one
necessarily
right
phrases.
now.
All right, let's see. On TV tonight, it's NCIS night, NCIS and NCIS Origins. There's also something else that I was going to mention to you.
Do you really like Origins?
Holiday related. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1982, in the first operation of its kind, doctors at the University of Utah Medical Center implanted a permanent artificial heart in the chest of retired dentist Dr. Barney Clark. He lived 112 days after with the device. Pablo Escobar was shot to death in Medellin this date in 1993. Birthdays today, Lucy Liu is 56, Monica Seles is 51, Nelly Furtado 46, Britney Spears 43, Daniela Rua is 41, Sam's favorite QB, Aaron Rodgers, is 41 today. Charles Ringling was born this date in 1863, part of the Ringling Brothers fame. Harry Reid, who was the Senate Majority Leader before Mitch McConnell, was born this date in 1939. Gianni Versace was born this date in 1946.
You can't see Leanne's comment here, but she says, as a former football mom, it was a compliment for my football player to be called a dog on the field.
Yeah, well, I think it's dumb. So. Chart toppers for today.
Leanne, that was him that said that.
I think it's a dumb phrase. I understand people like it. I understand I'm in the vast minority.
Are you just upset because you don't have the dog in you?
That's it. I'm envious. Envious of people that have the dog in them and hair. I'm extremely covetous. 1955, Frank Sinatra, Love and Marriage.
One without the other, love and marriage.
You know it more as the Married with Children theme. Let's go to 1964, Baby Love and the Supremes. By the way, also, spooktacular. Someone says something spooktacular. I roll my eyes at that, too. Spooktacular. 1973, The Carpenters.
Down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world.
Hump Day is another one I can live without. Don't have to hear Hump Day for the rest of my life. I don't like it. It's just Wednesday. Call it Wednesday. Sam, it's not the first time I've said something to insult Leanne, I'm sure.
Oh, dear.
I don't know what it was, but certainly I've not been able to escape 53 years without it.
Uh-huh.
Gloria, Laura Branigan, number 1 in 82.
I'm sure she might even have a list of some things that you've said that drive her crazy.
I'm certain.
There is a change.
Without a doubt. But you're still around the campfire, and I'm grateful for that. So, 1991, Michael Jackson, Black or White. It's a who's who of video people. I mean, Eddie Murphy's in this. Iman is in this. Macaulay Culkin is in it. George Wendt is in it. I mean, it was a production. But like once you do Thriller, you gotta keep raising the bar, right? I mean, you just gotta keep going. Backstreet Boys, Shape of My Heart, 24 years ago today.
She says she's going to plead the fifth. I'll keep silent on that one.
That's okay. She can send them to me privately if
She
she wants.
wouldn't be convicted. She didn't have to plead any fifth on that. She's not going to get incriminated. I'm the one who says the dumb things.
Oh, goodness.
Lady Antebellum, Need You Now, number 1 in 09. They were called Lady Antebellum in 09. That's what I'm calling them. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powering through the Twin Lakes with the best mix of music, news, weather, and fun. If it's in the Twin Lakes, it's on K105.
WKHG